The PG era in WWE started back in 2008 when the company decided to make the product more family-friendly. Less blood, less violence, less controversial content. At least that was the plan. Because over the years, WWE has still given us moments that made fans question if the PG rating even mattered anymore. From shocking violence, to awkward segments, to storylines that felt way too mature for a PG show, these are some of the most inappropriate moments of the WWE PG era. One of the most recent examples happened in 2024 when Rhea Ripley went down with an injury after WrestleMania 40. During her absence, WWE started pairing Liv Morgan with Dominik Mysterio on screen, and the segments quickly became filled with strange tension and questionable moments. On the June 10th, 2024 episode of Raw, Morgan got involved in Dominik's match and ended up falling off the apron straight onto him. Instead of getting up right away, Liv stayed on top of Dominik in a mounted position and even started touching him while he was laid out on the floor. The moment went viral instantly. For a PG show, the segment felt way too suggestive, but at the same time, it became one of the most viewed clips from Raw that week, and that's something we've seen a lot in the PG era. The moments that push the limits usually get the biggest reactions. Another moment that shocked fans happened in 2019 during an episode of A Moment of Bliss. Alexa Bliss was getting ready backstage before her talk show segment when a production assistant walked in to tell her she was about to go on. The problem was, Alexa wasn't fully dressed yet. For a brief moment, the camera showed her without her top on before she quickly covered up. The segment lasted only a few seconds, but it felt completely unnecessary and caught fans off guard. It didn't add anything to the story, but it definitely made people question how something like that made it onto a PG broadcast. Rhea Ripley has also been part of several moments that pushed the boundaries. Her character has always had a very dominant personality, especially during her storyline with Dominik Mysterio. Dominik calling her mommy became one of the most talked about things on WWE TV, and their chemistry made the Judgment Day storyline even more popular. But one thing fans always noticed was the way Rhea pins her opponents. Instead of a normal cover, Ripley often puts her opponents in very awkward positions during pin attempts, and clips of those moments constantly go viral online. It's clear that WWE knows exactly what they're doing because the same type of pin keeps happening in her matches again and again. Another strange moment from the PG era happened during the pandemic shows in 2021 when Randy Orton was feuding with The Fiend. At Fastlane, Orton faced Alexa Bliss in a rare intergender match. Because of WWE's rules, the two barely touched each other and the match mostly focused on supernatural mind games. But the part that got everyone talking came after The Fiend interfered. Alexa jumped on top of Orton in a very awkward way and the visual immediately went viral online. Even Randy Orton's real-life wife reacted to the moment on social media, which made the situation even more talked about. It was one of those segments that didn't really feel like something you'd expect to see during the PG era. Speaking of awkward moments, one of the strangest live TV situations happened when Eva Marie returned to WWE. Right before the match started, Eva's top suddenly came loose and the referee had to rush over with a towel to cover her up. The match couldn't even happen, and the whole segment felt extremely uncomfortable to watch. It was the kind of moment that felt completely out of place on a show that was supposed to be family-friendly. But the PG era hasn't just been awkward, it has also given us some moments that were way more violent than fans expected. One of the craziest examples was the eye for an eye match between Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio. Yes, that was a real stipulation. The only way to win the match was to remove your opponent's eye. Both men spent the entire match trying to push each other's face into the steel steps and corners, and the finish showed Rollins forcing Rey's eye out of its socket. Of course it was scripted, but the visual alone made fans wonder how something like this was allowed on a PG show. Another moment that definitely didn't feel PG involved Alexa Bliss again during her storyline with Randy Orton. In early 2021, Alexa started using dark and supernatural attacks to torment Orton. But things went too far when she suddenly appeared in the ring and shot a fireball directly into Randy's face. The following week, Orton showed up wearing a protective mask to sell the damage. Beating someone up is normal in wrestling, but burning someone's face is a completely different level, and that level definitely didn't feel PG. Brock Lesnar also gave us one of the most brutal moments of the PG era at SummerSlam 2016. Lesnar faced Randy Orton in the main event, and the match quickly turned into a real fight. Brock hit Orton with hard elbows that opened him up badly, and the blood started pouring everywhere. The referee had to stop the match because Orton was bleeding too much. Reports later said the cut was deeper than expected, which made the whole situation look even more extreme. For a PG product, it felt like something straight out of the Attitude Era. And recently, WWE may have pushed the limits more than ever with the return of The Rock in 2024. When The Rock came back as the final boss character, the tone of the show changed immediately.
You're a tough, crazy son of... The Rock knows it. You ain't fighting.
He started using language that WWE normally avoids, and his segments became more aggressive than anything we had seen in years. The biggest example came right before WrestleMania 40, when The Rock attacked Cody Rhodes outside the arena. Cody was left bleeding, the rain was pouring down, and the entire scene looked more like a movie than a PG wrestling show. Even though WWE tried to censor some of the language, uncensored clips spread online quickly.
What? Show is over and then it stops? That. Your script? Fuck that.
Fans loved the segment, but it also made people wonder if WWE was slowly moving away from the PG era completely. And that's the strange thing about WWE. They say the show's family friendly, but some of the biggest moments always happen when they push past those limits. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more WWE content, and let me know in the comments what PG era moment you think went too far.